Okay, we have $3.2 million in our bank account, and we have no debt. So, next thing to do is make a good movie, and we want to have to be really profitable. Now, we'll probably be better off doing something that we're familiar with, something that we really know. So, I'm going to take politics again, but this time, instead of a drama, you can see that this genre has a fatigue. I've been looking at this like, hey, drama, fatigue, crap. We can instead, I think, we can either do a biography, which sounds nice. You can have like a biopic about a popular political figure, right? That's something we could do. The other thing we might want to take a look at, I don't think crime is necessarily a good one here. Like it might be okay, but I don't know if that's the best call. I think maybe though, going into thriller territory would be pretty good for politics. And so I'm gonna call this one just The Game. All right, because they're playing the game, if you will, and the game of politics. Now, if we were doing a biopic, I would say probably in the PG-13 range, but with a thriller, I gotta imagine the thriller works really well with R. So we're gonna go with a rated R rating here too. Okay, so next up is who's gonna be in our movie? Who's gonna do this? Now we want to make money, so we need good domestic appeal as well, and probably here. I think it's a good mix. He's gonna take 4% of my movie though. I'm not really super into that. The best pick is Homan Rolansky. They're gonna take 9% of my movie. So that's not great either. We want to make sure that we have a good, solid bank account here. Why don't I kind of split the difference a little bit here? We'll go with John Waters here. Basically, he's got great critic score. He has a decent approval of the script. He's only taken 3.5% participation. Domestic appeal isn't as high as it could be, but I think that's probably going to be where we're going here. And then for our lead actor or actress, it's got to be Jeff Bridges, but he's going to take 8% of my movie, and I can't have that. Since we're not doing any international distribution, though, we could bring it down and do Peter Boyle instead. Yeah, we could do this one instead. That's going to bring... it's 4%, right? So now I'm giving up 7.5% on my movie, which is... I guess. All right, so we're going to do a political thriller as our first movie that we're making without being in debt, okay? Nice. Okay, so research-wise, for production, before we get into this, which ones would we want for this? We've already done political stuff before. So I'm thinking we already got, the vernacular stuff, the period writing. I don't know if subtext necessarily goes with politics for the game. Is there anything else we can get here that might also contribute? And I'm thinking, it's politics, it's a thriller, right? So I'm thinking multiple plot lines could be good here. Thematic expertise could be a good thing to have. Maybe luxury vehicles. They're driving around in really nice cars and stuff, right? So we could maybe look at this. I do remember this one being very expensive to implement though, because you have to actually get the vehicles. So I don't know about that one. Period wardrobe, possibly. Deep and evolving character journeys could even be a thing. Let's grab character arcs. I don't have enough for another one. I don't have enough for another one. Yeah, looking at this stuff, I think, the accent coach is already pretty good. I don't know if dialogue redubbing would necessarily be good here for this. Fight choreography. No, I think we're fine. So we're going to have some features here that we can implement. So for our political thing here, it's definitely going to need to be really great with writing. So I'm going to go up to maybe like 45 here on this, I think. Costume and makeup, if I recall correctly, it was lower than our... Well, we didn't get feedback on that yet, did we? Yeah, we didn't get feedback on politics. All right, never mind then. We'll just leave... We'll leave everything the way it is. That's fine. And then for dialogue, we think we know that vernacular expert. I don't actually know, but I think these two things work really well here. For the script, though, I think maybe character arc It's 450k versus 120k. I don't know which one's more effective though. Let's go character arc this time just to see how it does. So this will be our political thriller, the settings that we're going to have for this for now. And then we're going to go... Oh, I didn't click it in time. It's fine. I only have 30 points. Okay, so for editing is usually pretty important. I'll bump that up to like maybe 40, 45. The sound design stuff, I don't recall that being super important. And I would think special effects isn't that big of a deal here, but we have extra here. So I'm going to go like this. And then for sound recording, we want the accent coach for this. Okay, there we go. So we got that laid in. Now this is going to get our sales team thing right here too. Make a movie and use your salesman. That's going to be taken care of here. So we'll unlock additional things for us, hopefully. Ancillary stuff is going to take us to the next level, of course. But okay, it's April. I'm thinking about my political thriller. When do I want to release it? I just want to stay away from award season because it seems like nothing works there. Maybe movies about movies would work during award season. That's probably it. I think we're probably good on timing here is what I'm saying. So I'm going to go ahead and hit next anyway. Releasing in the summer is always great. Like basically not basically everything, but I mean, there's certain things like horror movies that work better near Halloween time and stuff, but summer is just great for almost everything, I guess. Lots of summer going through here. That's nice. This person is... These guys, it's just no competition, man. It's crazy. So this is thriller, matches our genre, but they're putting me out of summer. I don't want to get out of summer. So I think I'm willing to take that extra... Isn't a generalist. I think I'll take the generalist. Even though they're taking more of my money. I think I'll take the generalist here. Utmost Pictures. We'll go ahead and distribute. And we'll have that going on in the summer, which is great. Okay, so let's go ahead and get ER. I want to generate some analysis on ER. See how well that does. Okay, we did all right here. An 8.0 from the New York era. All right, I get it. It's fine, but we did pretty well. So that's going to make money. That's what we want to make sure we make, because we want to make money. Now we need to build up a bank of 40 million. Genre. So hospital drama works well. We knew that. How many hospital dramas are there now? Like 1 billion. And then drama works okay in the summer. Okay. It's not the best thing in the summer, but it works okay in the summer. Gotcha. All right. So let's go ahead and analyze the game as well. And I want to make sure I do all the insights as much as possible, because whenever I'm hitting new films and investing more money in new films, I want to have just the best settings, right? And that just nailed it. The game was perfect. Almost perfect. Premium features. I guess I messed up on that. Huh. I have to take a look at that. They didn't align very well, I guess. Okay. We'll see. Okay, so let's go with... Oh, the analysis is almost done. There we go. Okay. So we know that Thriller wants higher set design, and we know that Thriller wants lower on the music design. Okay. Thriller's... Yeah, all right. We still want to build up that bank. We need to get to 40 million. Yes, I could take a loan. I don't want to. So it looks like we could do another Thriller. They're not exhausted of it yet. Yeah. I mean, I could just hit the exact same thing. I could. I'm actually thinking maybe... What about... What about a gangster movie? Huh? I don't know if a gangster works with thriller as much. Certainly, I think it would work with crime, right? A crime movie with gangsters. Yeah. I'm going to call this one Thelma. From, like, you know, Thelma and Louise. Definitely R. And let's see what interest there is in this script. How about we take you? And for our lead role, we'll go ahead and bring in 8.5, man. It might just be what we need to have our studio go to the next level, right? Because this person's great, but 8.5% means I'm gonna make almost nothing on this movie. and I have to make money. That's the whole point here. So I'm gonna go in for this one instead. They don't like it quite as much, but they're taking less of the money. They're taking less of the movie. So we'll go with that one. This is gonna be Thelma. And let's see. Do we have anything we can buy for production that would help with a gangster movie? Well, gangsters, I mean, violence, right? We know violence is going to be a thing. Breakable sets could be good here. You know, when they're shooting things up or blowing things up and stuff, breakable sets would be a good thing for this. I think so. Large vehicles perhaps could be that. Tanks, planes, yachts, industrial vehicles, those types of things. Gangsters are all about that stuff. Luxury vehicles, sure. I'm not sure cultural references necessarily matter. On location could be interesting. Cultural landmarks could be interesting. High-tech gadgets could be. I mean, a lot of these things could be interesting here. I think the vehicle thing, they cost a lot to implement, though, is what I'm thinking. And I don't know about that right now. What about post-production? We have limited points, right? So for post-production, I would think fight choreography would definitely be something we would want for this. Motorized stunts would have been nice, but I can't afford it anymore. So we'll go with demolition experts could be cool. Realistic destruction scenes. I like it. Let's try that. So for our gangster movie here, we're going to try to get some stuff that makes sense for that. We've never done a crime gangster movie yet before, so we don't exactly know where things are, but I would think set design should be up a little higher. I'm just guessing here. I don't actually know for this one. Yeah, costume and makeup can probably be dropped down. We'll bring the writing. Yeah, we'll bring the writing up. That's good. We'll say that for it's in rated R, right? So gore effects could be interesting here too, I think. And how about let's go. I'm actually thinking maybe gore effects aren't what I want here, because it's 200,000. Is it really the most effective use of this? I'm kind of going back to breakable set because I want that, right? We just bought it to get that, so I'm kind of thinking that, you know. And then yeah, I'm thinking I don't know if gore effects are necessary. And that's for 200 grand for gore effects in a crime gangster movie. I'm trying to think back of like all the gangster movies I've seen. I don't call a whole lot of gore effects in them, but character arcs could be interesting too, but that's 450k. So without knowing whether that's, I guess you can't really know until you try it, right? We'll put subtext writing in there. I think maybe that would be all right. Give our gangsters a little more, there we go. ER's gonna get a nomination at least. We'll see if it gets the best picture. And then post-production for Thelma, we're looking here, I would say probably for a crime gangster movie, I would put the editing way higher here, I think. And I would say that special effects, let's bring the sound design down. Honestly, I'm gonna probably just do something like this. Yeah, I think this is better. For the stunts, fight choreography, it's all the only thing we have anyway. Sound recording, I'm not thinking any of these are really all that big of a deal. Maybe the accent coach, the gangsters have a certain accent, I guess. We could try that out, see what that does for us. And that's it for now, so we'll let that go. Look at Mark Parsons, he's just bored. It's because he's not working on a best picture. That's why he's bored. He's very disappointed. All right. We'll give you something to do then, Mr. Parsons. Off you go. Oh, I didn't check the timing. I mean, we're in April here, so like summer, right? I'm not sure if summer's the best time for a crime movie, but it's great for everything, right? So I think it is. Right? Crime matches the movie genre. It puts us in September, takes us out of summer, which I think maybe is not where I want to be. I think I want to stay in summer. I like summer. Summer's good. Until the game tells me otherwise, summer is great for movies. But they're in my genre. Does that help me? Does that really help? Does it help more than being in summer? These guys are cheaper too, and they're in summer. What's the competition like? Non-existent. We're gonna pick this date. Okay. And let's go. Let's see. So we need to move to that small office. I'm at 6.9 million. Let's get another movie going, I think, here. All right, so we'll pick another theme. Let's do one we haven't done yet, and let's do a business movie. Okay, so for business, drama would be good, but they're still fatigued on it, so I can't do anything with that yet. Thriller would be okay too, but we kind of done a lot of thrillers. I want to venture out into something else. So mystery, business, not really. Comedy, business, not. What about a biopic? We could do a biopic. Some big mogul, right? Like, we could do something like, I'll just call it Jobs. But maybe this will be a biopic on Steve Jobs or something, right? A movie like that probably would be PG-13. And I would say that, I mean, we've got like the perfect guy for this, right? Doesn't have the most domestic appeal, but, you know, damn, this is the best match ever over here. Can I get a little bit better on the domestic appeal with anyone else and still have a great review from the critics? Not really. Okay, we're gonna run with you then. And then we need to get we need to pick up that domestic appeal with somebody else. And I'm kind of feeling like maybe 3% for you. The lead actor's got to be Steve Jobs, though, right? I mean, how about this person here? Not the greatest for the critics and the script or whatever, but they're taking 4%, but much more domestic appeal. So I think their performance would be remarkably average. Let's not do that. How about you, Ben Johnson? There we go. Decent on the appeal here. Good critic scores, decent script. He's taking 5%, but we'll run with it. We'll see what we can do here. I'm pretty confident in my skills in this particular type of genre theme combination. So we'll go with Jobs as our next film. Now let's take a look. Oh, hang on. Thelma's getting great scores. Just under 9.0. Okay, so before we get pre-production in, let's take a look. We have 38 points. Is there anything we could put here that would work for a business film? Specifically for a business film. I have most of what I would need here. I don't think so. High fashion doesn't matter. Maybe cultural references could matter. It's, you know, yeah, maybe. Cultural references around the time for like a Steve Jobs biopic would make sense. Yeah. We'll take cultural references. Okay. So, for this, writing's pretty important. We'll bump it up to like 45. I would say between these two things, if I had to take one of them away, I would probably take away set design. Yeah. Might even bring it down. Nah, I'll leave it here. It's fine. And then let's see what other features we want. We only have we're only allowed to have one, really? No, I could have more than one. Okay. Business. We just bought cultural references. I'm actually not sure that's the best one to go with anymore. Character arcs. Yeah, you would want a character arc. How it started, how it's going, right? Yeah, I think that's a really important one to have, even though it's expensive. I would still say that's the better one to put in. And then, yeah, I mean, all of these are good. I guess cultural references more than vernacular, though, for Jobs. No, I think Jobs, I think the vernacular would matter more. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. All right, so we're making money, of course. Thelma's gonna bring in a whole bunch of dough. And then for our post-production planning, Jobs Biopic has like no special effects. So it's going to be mostly editing, right? It's just going to be like that. For design and music, I guess we could bump it up a little bit. And then I would say you would really want to make sure you nail how he speaks. I'm thinking like Ashton Kutcher, which in my opinion, I think Ashton played a really great Steve Jobs, right? I think he did really well. He did his homework. He even walked like him. It was perfect. But you'd want to make sure that you speak like him. So accent definitely would matter here. I don't think anything else really does. Definitely don't need fight choreography. Yeah, I think accent coach is fine here. So we'll run with that as the stuff we're using here. All right, so B, A, B, 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 whatever. Total score B on Thelma. Fine, it's still gonna win awards, right? I think it will. Okay, we're in October. I would say probably for a biopic. I don't really know if it's... Yeah, like springtime is okay. We're not going to get into award season here, which is fine. We're not going to have to deal with Christmas here, which is probably okay. I wouldn't want to be near Valentine's Day with this. Definitely not. I wouldn't want to be near... I wouldn't think any of the holidays in the early year. Let's try this postponed choice thing and see how long that lets me wait. Oh, here we go. The Hollywood Correspondent. Breaking news, the dawn of home entertainment. There it is. The movie industry is buzzing with enthusiasm as the revolutionary Betamax and VHS start gaining traction. Now audiences can bring their favorite movies into their living rooms, watch them whenever they please, and even rewind to relive iconic moments. Hollywood insiders are speculating how this groundbreaking technology will reshape the business, from box office numbers to rental shop empires. Okay, so now we have the ability to go into ancillaries and to start looking into this. And that's going to require 100 points, which I should have that. I should have that very soon. And then we can start getting ancillary deals pretty soon here too. So we'll save our points a little bit here. That's going to help us get the money that we need to take off. So I can hit resume here, it looks like. There's a button there. And from December, I'm kind of hoping it kicks me into... I don't know if this is the right choice still. I still don't know when I want to release this movie. I'm going to postpone it again. It's fine. So now I can choose. This is a little bit more control than I thought I had. I never used this feature before. So I would say probably around March time is good to hit this button. And I'm hoping we can release it around June. If you can give me early, that'd be great. Sales team here. Go. Give me something that I can work with there. And then Charlie's going to go ahead and analyze Thelma, please. And that analysis is going to give me the points that I need, hopefully, to get into ancillaries so that I can start making the real money. Okay, August. Perfect. And they like biographies. Competition? I like it. This is exactly where I want to be. Utmost Pictures. That's when we're releasing it. Okay. Excellent. Crime. Nailed it. 50%. We want the writing to be a little higher on crime. All right. Cool. But the editing is 50%. Yeah, that makes sense. Makes sense to me. Should I take a loan to get the next? No, I'm gonna wait and get the ancillaries before I get the analysis and the other people in my office. I don't need the other people in my office right now. Okay, next movie. Let's try. Is drama still exhausted? Oops. Is drama still? It is. Okay. I'm thinking about action. Like, do we have? The thing is, we don't really have themes that work really well with action movies. You know, like space as a theme is cool, but it's not. That's not an action. It's not really an action thing. I mean, you can have a space movie that has action in it, but it's not the best combination, I wouldn't think here. Gangsters, again, has action in it, but it's prominently not an action movie. Action's a hard one to define because you can put action in basically anything, but that doesn't make it an action movie. So what about comedy? Is there anything here that would work with comedy? Breakup could be a comedic thing. I think we could, but probably not. Probably not. How about another High School Musical? I mean, we know it works. We know it works. Another High School Musical. That's what we're going to do right now. Make that money. Wow. Not a whole lot of favorability here for the script, huh? Not a whole lot of script love. This guy's taking almost nothing, though. So we'll do that. And then I'm thinking, geez, not a whole lot of script love, man. How about right here? You're taking 4%, but that's a decent... That's okay. This is going to be an okay movie. And in fact, we're actually going to call it okay movie. Because I'm pretty sure... Nah, like that's more of a comedy thing, you know? Because you would put this as... You know, how about this? We'll just kind of call it okay. I was thinking like scary movie, right? Not another teen movie. You know, they have like a parody on a whole genre. So I was going to say okay movie, but that's... You can't... How do you parody an okay? That doesn't make sense, right? So like, no. I like where we're at here with this. This configuration is okay. Let's run it. It's literally okay. Yeah. We've already done the High School Musical thing, and I think I want to wait and get other features after I have ancillaries unlocked. So we're gonna pause on that. Okay. We've done this type of film before, so I think maybe set design goes. We'll say 40. Makeup is fine. Writing is gonna go up. You know what? We'll just leave it here for now. It's okay. Actually, I feel like it should be higher. Let's put it up a little higher. Yeah. Maybe we'll take the makeup down and bring the writing up even more. Yeah. For the script for this, I would say it's high school, right? Doesn't matter that it's musical, it's high school. So I would go subtext writing here. Cultural references might be a good thing. However, I think instead of cultural references, I don't have high fashion. High fashion would have been better, I think. But we'll put the cultural references in there instead. Yeah. Oh boy. Oh boy. Nailed it. Oh, what is this soda meter crap? I must not have been the good timing. Summer must not be perfect. Yeah, that's got to be what it is. Summer must not be perfect. But it's okay. It's okay. We nailed it. It's going to be great. It's going to make so much money. Look at that. Bam. It's coming right on in there, man. I like it. Ancillaries. Grab it. Go. Got it. And now we need to hire the people that can go ahead and make that deal, unless Charlie can do it. I'll have to see that. I don't know if he can. My salesperson should be able to do it though, right? That's what they're there for. Okay, so for a musical, right? We want the music higher. The editing is probably at 35%, I think. We'll go 30. We'll leave it at 30. We'll go like this. Actually, I'm pretty confident the special effects is down to nothing here. We'll do something like this. This is fine. And then visual effects, no. Sound recording is not for musical. It's for high school ambient sounds. Yeah. Okay. That works for me. Can I get a deal with my ancillaries revenue? Where is that at again? Where do I do that again? My franchises? No. I forgot what window that is. Isn't it? It's here. Yeah, I can click this now. I thought it was like grayed out still, but it's not. Like I can't click this because it requires the IP marketplace, right? I don't have that yet. But we have this. So sales team, do this. Get me the deal. Now we might have to postpone the release here because I don't have my employee to assign. And this is the part where normally we would be trapped. Last playthrough, we were trapped at this point. We're like, damn, I can't use them because, well, now I can use them. So I can postpone my choice and wait till the person is ready. Yeah. Premium features still B. Okay. I must not have enough of them. I think that might be what it is because I feel like my premium feature choices have been fairly good. But if it's not perfect, then it's not perfect. I'm getting a B. It's fine. I don't have an analysis yet because we're working on post-production. There it is. Okay, now, hi. I mean, Jobs has got to win it, right? I'm going to get robbed if it doesn't. I mean, come on. It's just completely rigged if it doesn't win. That's what I think. We're still searching for the deal. Let's wait for it. There we go. Yeah, we'll just take the 5-year deal. Seems fine to me. And now we can start making ancillary revenue. Let's go ahead and analyze jobs really quick. See how that goes. And then let's have our sales guy go back to release here. So it's February. And it's a high school thing. I'm thinking summer is still great. So, yep. Let's go ahead and have you work on that. Wow, Thelma won. Thelma beat Jobs. Crazy. But it's still my best picture. So we're just gonna have a habit of having every video we're gonna get best picture in every single episode. That's gonna be the goal. All right, special effects 10% on biography. Yeah, I mean that makes sense. Also, biopic's great for business. Yeah, I saw that coming too. Okay, I think summertime is where we want to be here for this, for a high school pick. We have the World Cup. We want to stay away from any of those things. In my experience, anyway, it's never a good idea to be near those things. I don't know what works well with the World Cup. Maybe a sports movie would work well on the World Cup. It's probably, I would say that's probably where you would want to be. No real competition here, so let's go ahead and hit next on that. And that's where we will go. Okay. I think Ancillary's revenue is not high. I expected more out of that. Maybe that's part of the difficulty. It doesn't really say that, but maybe part of the difficulty is like you earn less money from certain things. Because I feel like, maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like we're earning less money than we were before. I might be wrong on that. Let me pick, let me get some more choices. Oh, there's our sports movie right there. Cars, road trip. I like sports. Sports biopic. Could be good. Road trip or disaster? Road trip or disaster? Disaster. Can make. And then I think I want to save the rest of my points because I need to get some more people. And I think also getting my office here, I need 100 points for small office as well. Obviously, I can't really move in. I mean, I can. I could just take the loan probably, but I can't really move in unless I click both of these boxes. I want to get the 40 million before I move into the office, if that makes sense. There we go. 9.0. So that movie is going to make some money too. Let's take a look at what a sports movie would do for us. So for the sports fans out there, let's see. So we go down to sports, and we'll try to release this one around the World Cup just to see if it works. So in that case, I'm just going to call this one Messi, but spelled this way, so I don't get copyrighted. And then this one is going to be a biopic, sports biography, right? I like that. I think that's good. A sports biography would probably be a PG-13, unless it was getting really raunchy. But I think, like it kind of depends on the athlete, right, and how you want to portray it. But I think in general, it would be a PG-13 movie. And this guy's perfect, but man, does he want Stanley Kubrick? Yeah, of course he's perfect. He's Stanley Kubrick. 8.5%. I mean, yeah, no. Wow. There's just a lot of people wanting a lot of participation here. It makes them really invested in the film, though, right? They really want to sell it. They really want to get going with it, I can understand. I can. It doesn't mean I have to pay your rates, but I understand. How about we'll take Singer here. Kind of, it's an interesting way to mix that name up. We'll take you. And for our lead role, wow, this person's domestic appeal, Jeff Bridges. Obviously, Jeff Bridges should play. This is Jeff Bridges at 29, mind you, okay? Not modern day today Jeff Bridges. This is the 29-year-old Jeff Bridges in 1978, right? So, which I don't know if he was actually 29 in 1978, but I'm just looking at the year. So, I mean, that would really sell the film, dude. Yes, he takes 10.5%, but that would really sell the film. Oh, it's tempting. 10.5 is a lot because now I'm giving up. Like, look at this. I'm giving up 17% of my movie right now. But the domestic appeal is off the charts. Everyone will love this film. It'll win so many awards, right? The prestige will just go up and up and away. Let's just do it. This is Messy, starring Jeff Bridges. I love it. Bring in the money, I guess. Now, research-wise, for a sports movie, what do we want here? I think we're probably good, right? We're back in the day here. Maybe I don't think high fashion matters. Period wardrobe might matter. World building, no. Thematic, no. Voiceover, don't care. Quips and catchphrases, one-liners and iconic phrases. I wonder if that would be a thing for this. On location could be an interesting thing. Authentic real-world locations are pretty important, but I don't know if that's good for the sports movie in general, right? I also have a lot of stuff here that I can already use. I don't have a lot for post-production. Maybe I focus on this instead so I can get more stuff in the post-production process, right? Why don't we look at film score? Why don't we look at this? I'm thinking pop and rock could be a good thing for this. Song licensing, maybe popular songs, that kind of thing. But this pop and rock seems interesting to me. For sound recording, we already have 2, so let's not go with that one. For pacing, I don't think any of these things really will matter for us. I mean, this is a sports movie, so slow motion could matter. I'll get slow motion here. And then for maybe flashbacks, for the sake of storytelling, flashbacks could be a good thing. For sports, though, I mean, for biography in general, all these things are good for flashbacks. It's enriching storytelling. We'll grab them. I don't know if we're going to use them, but we'll grab them. We'll grab them because I think they could be useful for this film. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe, maybe not. Okay, sports bio. Definitely writing would be a matter of. Definitely need good writing here. I think these things are probably fine as is. Yeah, maybe set design here. I don't know. Let's put it like this. And then let's just bump it up and get 100%. So this is tough because we don't have a lot of features we can put in. So which ones are the most important ones to put in? And I'm going to go, I think, here with period writer and cultural references. Yeah, I'm going to go with those for this time. And we'll see how that works with post-production later. We'll have another one with post-production. So that movie made a bunch of money. All right, so for post-production, I would think we already know that Bio wants special effects at 10. So we'll run with that because that's what it says it wants. I think we'll make up the difference with editing then. And then sound design and music. I mean, I'll bump it up a little bit maybe. We can put a little more budget into it, but I don't know if it matters. You know, we might just want to save some money. I'll leave it here. It's fine. And then slow motion. Do we want to go slow motion for this? The story is not necessarily about the sport as much as it is the person, right? It's a biography about the person. So like slow motion's good, but is something else better, I guess? What would work better? I feel like accent coach would be important to really get the character right. I never went and got the score, so we're not gonna have any music, or at least not any like popular music or whatever. And I think, yeah, I mean, storytelling, flashbacks could be a thing. Let's do slow motion. It's a sports movie, you know. Maybe we can have that work. I don't know. That's the most I can do though is this. So we'll try that. We'll just put those in and we'll see how it does. And then once it's done filming, we'll get Charlie on analyzing. I don't know, analyzing it. And let's see, it's December. I really don't want to be near the spring and stuff. I'm going to postpone that choice now too. I'm actually going to use that feature quite a bit, I guess. More than I thought I would anyway. Oh, post-production is still going. Never mind, have to wait. All right. Now, can we do it? Can I get him now? Yeah. Let's get insights on okay, so I can learn what that's about. And then I think since we're in April now, we can go ahead and get our distribution going here. Figure out what we want to do there. Okay, so okay. I'm going to say okay a lot here. Okay. We had really great reviews for okay. It was more than okay. It was certified fresh and amazing is what it is. Nailed the music on that. So Musical wants to have investment in music. Go figure. And then editing was apparently over-invested. Interesting. Okay. We'll look at it next time. It's fine. Summer. Summer's good. I like summer. Biopic. Summer. All these things. Yep. How's the competition? Seems good. I don't have a problem with that. Off you go. Make it happen. Maybe I'll... You know what? I think we're getting a little later in this video. I'm trying to keep this series a little shorter, right? You saw the first episode was like a half an hour long, so I think about making this a little bit shorter, but I don't know. I mean, short videos, I can never tell. I know you like my subscribers typically like really long videos, right? It's just kind of how you guys have been for like the last 8 years. But yeah, I just can't make every video an hour long, you know? Sometimes you guys need some short ones every once in a while. I don't know. I was gonna keep this one a little shorter, so. But we have some really great scores on that as well. So theatrical run is gonna have us be, there it is. Yeah, making lots of money there too. Okay, so I think I'll go ahead and call it for this one right after we analyze this movie and see where we went wrong, and then we'll call it for this video. We're getting pretty long out there, man. I want to figure out how to get straight A's. Eventually, we're going to get straight A's. It's just, I think it really just kind of requires me to be having access to more premium features. I need a bigger team. I need more producers that unlock the ability to put more premium features in it. I think is really what it comes down to there. So anyway, let's see what we did right and wrong on Messy. We did perfect on costume and makeup for biographies. Okay, and biopics are okay in the summer. Interesting. So biopics, where should you be then? Maybe biographies are good for the award season stuff. Maybe. I'm trying to figure out like what goes with award season. And I'm thinking like biopics on, you know, famous people. We could do remember all the good times kind of thing. Right? And the award shows, we'll talk about them. Maybe that's how that works. I don't know. Anyway, that is going to do it for me. So we have ancillaries unlocked. We're making good money. We're at 21.6 million. And in the next video, we're going to be moving into a small office probably. We'll have some more films to make. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.